Right off the bat, I'd like to share my experience with the quests that I did and why I did them. If you don't want to watch this video, like the whole thing, I'm going to put all the quests in the order I did them in the description. That way you don't have to watch the video if, you're busy or something. I get it. If you do want to stick around, I'm going to go over each quest that I did and like why I did them. And just a side note, because people get cranky if you don't explain everything, I'm assuming that you've done all free-to-play quests. I did all of them except for like Prince Ally Rescue on this account. Just do all the free-to-play quests, it doesn't take long. So at the time, this is the only quest I didn't record because I hadn't planned on making this video. Waterfall Quest is one of the best quests you can do right off the bat. I think you can actually do it at level 3 if you're careful, but this will get you some insane levels. Almost 14k in attack and strength, that's pretty nice. Alright guys, for the number 2 quest I chose Gnome Village. And that's because the ability to teleport with a spirit tree is extremely helpful, especially as an Ironman. You also get almost 12,000 attack experience, and you get an amulet that has really great melee defense stats. So I highly recommend doing this quest. It's also a prereq to some other important quests in the future, so just do it. Number 3 comes in at Fight Arena. Fight Arena gives great experience as well. Definitely going to want to do this after you do Gnome Village because it takes place around the same area. As you can see here on the mini map, it's in the same vicinity. You want to have Gnome Village done, that way you can get through the maze without having to walk through it over and over, which I think you can do anyway without doing the quest, but just in case, go ahead and have that done. Number 4 comes in at the Grand Tree. This quest gives an insane amount of experience to attack, I believe. Also, do not worry, there is a level 172 demon you have to fight. You can save spot it as soon as you walk down. There's a ladder, stand next to it, and you can mage him very easily. The next quest I recommend is the Lost Tribe, and this quest will unlock the Dorgashin crossbow, which is really great for range. It shoots, I think, as fast as a short bow. The bone bolts are really cheap to use. Something to note if you are an Ironman for this quest, it's okay to use a candle in the caves, but you need to be very careful because if you do go on the wrong path, it will kick you to the Lumbridge Swamp, which can cause an explosion and kill you. So I did it with a candle. So long as you use the rune wiki and stay on the right path, you won't die. I did get kicked to the swamp once, but I teleported out as soon as I got in there. You'll be okay, don't worry about it, just make sure that you stick to the right path. And if your character doesn't seem to be wanting to go through one path, don't go on it. Just take a look, take a step back, maybe even leave the cave and go back in. Number 6 is Priest in Peril, and that's because it's going to lead up to the quest that I will mention here in a second. This is just a quest that's necessary to get into Canifis, and you will see why that is necessary now. So in order to unlock the accumulator, which picks up your ammo that has been dropped, like arrows and bolts and things from range, you'll need to do the quest Animal Magnetism. Now, Animal Magnetism requires a mithril axe, and if you're an Ironman and you can't buy a mithril axe, one of the best ways to get one is from killing spirit trees, which requires fairy rings. Also, if you're an Ironman, you're going to want to get into Canifis with the fairy ring because there's really no other way unless you have a house portal, or it's just a lot higher stats than this. So Nature Spirit is a prerequisite to Fairy Tale Part 1 and 2, which will be the next 2 quests I recommend you do after Nature Spirit. And then you'll be able to go teleport to the spirit trees and you can get a mithril axe for Animal Magnetism. So Fairy Tale Part 1 is obviously to unlock the fairy rings whenever you do the first part of Fairy Tale Part 2, but you also get a tool for farming that will give you 10% more yield on your crops, which for an Ironman is a very big deal. So super helpful. Also, I went from 1 to 17 farming, which is pretty amazing. Fairy Tale Part 2 comes in at number 9, and the good thing about this, you literally only need to do like the first 2 minutes of this quest. You don't even have to finish it, and you can unlock the fairy rings, which is one of the most useful things for an Ironman. I cannot stress that enough. Once you can get to the spirit trees, not only will you get your mithril axe for Animal Magnetism, but they drop an insane amount of nature runes, herbs, seeds. They're a really, really good resource that I think is kind of underrated in the Ironman world. Number 10 and the final quest for this video is going to be Animal Magnetism, which takes place in one of my favorite parts of the map of RuneScape. I love the creepy, like, ghostly area of Canifis and stuff, so I think it's a really cool area. Also, this quest is super useful. The assembler, accumulator, all that stuff for range. They're really good devices. This will keep you from having to pick up your arrows and bolts and things when you're ranging. If you're a new player and you don't know that, this backpack will pick up stuff. Also, you can right click it to turn off the feature, because sometimes it'll pick up junk. That's going to be all for this video, guys. Please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And be sure to check the description. I will have the guides in there, the link to the rune wiki, as well as a list of all these quests. So go ahead and knock these quests out and your life will be much easier, especially if you're an Ironman. I will see you guys in the next video.